beautiful ladies, and welcome to another stirring episode of Real Women, Real Talk. I'm super excited. Yeah, it's Friday, but I'm chilling. Isn't that amazing? How are you holding up today? How has your week been? It's been work and rest, right? Happy holidays to all my Muslim brothers and sisters out there. I always want to remind us that before all the titles, before the demands, before the struggle, we are women. And it is not easy, right? We are women, we are human. And being human is no small feat, right? The fact that we're alive, we're very grateful for the gift of life. But it's also very important that we remind ourselves that before all the titles, the mummies, the wife, the entrepreneur, the this and that, before all of the demands, before all of the struggles, we are women and we are human. And being human is no small thing, especially here in Nigeria, where every day seems to ask a price from us. So today, take a deep breath with me. You made it to today, and that is no small victory. The fact that you're alive, you're breathing, regardless of what you're feeling or all the things that you're going through right now, the fact that you're alive, I am grateful and thankful on your behalf. So, today's conversation is one that I am super excited about, especially for every woman who has ever had to choose between our ambitions and our identity as a mother. And I know that a lot of times, I've had many people ask me, Kiki, how do you balance it? How do you balance being a mom, being a wife, being an entrepreneur, running multiple businesses? All of those questions come to me on a regular basis. So today's conversation is very, very exciting. I've seen people who've told me that, sometimes they're just so confused. Like they have to be a mommy, they have to be this, they have to be that. And so today we're talking about the motherhood penalty. I particularly love the topic because a lot of times we're not even kind and gracious to ourselves. Many women are brilliant, absolutely fantastic at what they do. They deliver results, they lead teams, they build businesses. But the moment a baby arrives, something just shifts. Opportunities seem to dry up. Promotion is slowing down. Like you're like, what's going on here? Babies are supposed to be blessings, right? They are blessings, absolutely. So the world begins to see women differently the moment you carry this mommy title. Like, it's not a blessing. I don't understand it. It is a blessing to be called a mom. But suddenly they're looking at you like time, this and that. I've had people say, oh, it's not like we didn't want to give the opportunity. But we don't want someone that they would just call during working hours or somebody that needs to take the baby to the clinic or school runs and everything. Hmm. Just know that yes, we are mothers, and for me, I would say we are mothers first and professionals as well. I mean, we can balance it. We can balance it. We should balance it. Men are fathers, and it doesn't affect the things that they're doing. So, anyways, if you've ever felt like becoming a mother quietly cost you something in your career, your confidence or your self worth, this conversation is for you. So if you're sending me on social media, make sure you're sending this video to as many women as possible. This conversation is coming late because the number of people that I have heard say things like they lost their identity just the moment they became a mom. And that's why we're having this conversation. So once again, welcome to Real Women Real Talk with me, your host. I am Kiki Okewale, and I'm here to remind you that out of over 8.1 billion people on this planet, no one else carries your fingerprint. That is intentionality. God is so intentional about us. Wherever life has placed you, I want you to remember to always show up as the best version of yourself. You are not just feeling sick, you're setting the standard. And yes, not everyone is going to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone is going to be a public woman. Not everyone is going to be a celebrity. Not everyone is going to be a doctor. But whatever position you find yourself, you are there for a divine purpose and you can make a difference. So before we get started, let's enjoy one of my all-time favorite songs, Like You by Tatiana Manos. Let it remind you that being yourself is more than enough. I will be right back. Don't go nowhere.
You gotta get up. You gotta get
You
up.
gotta get up and make a move.
Cause the
Cause the world will never see you until you do.
no, they don't really care what you're doing. So you gotta show 'em, baby. You gotta show 'em the real you. You gotta give 'em what you got. No, don't let them see what you're not. Cause you are strong. You are wise. You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons why. And you can be perfect, baby. Cause nobody's perfect, darling. No, 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 there's nobody in the world like what do you do when you can't let go? What do you say when you just don't know how you feel? And you know nobody knows how you feel. Cause everybody's got their own damn problem. So everybody's trying to find their way. And day by day it's a struggle. In this world, you know you just know that's what I you don't always have to be strong all by yourself. I said it's okay to ask for things. People will fight, but they don't
But they
define.
don't define you.
You will
And
find
you will find
people.
people.
Helping you. People will
People will
find you.
find you. But they don't define you.
You will
And
find
you
people.
will find people.
Helping inside you. You are a
You
world.
are the one of God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baby, you are strong.
Baby, you are strong.
You are wise.
You are one.
You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons.
You are one.
And you can be
That's
perfect,
why.
baby. Cause
And you
nobody's
can be
perfect.
perfect, baby. Because no one is right. Oh, no, nobody in the world. There's absolutely no one like you in the world. Absolutely no one like you in the world. So remember that you are here for a divine purpose. Do not belittle yourself. Do not tell yourself that, oh, you're not doing enough. Oh, you're here by mistake. No, you're not. You're here because God wants you to be here. You've been orchestrated for a divine purpose. Okay, so welcome back. This is Real Women Real Talk. Today we need to tell the network to listen because network, tell me why. Tell me why you're starting again. No, we can't afford the network to be going in and out today. We really can't afford it because today's conversation is extremely, extremely important. Today's conversation is very, very important. Okay, so you can be a leader and you can be a follower at the same time. The two are not in competition. Mary Love, motherhood is not a sacrifice. It is not a penalty. It is a power that the world has not yet learned to measure. That is from Estelle Agro. I'll take that again. Motherhood is not a sacrifice. It is not a penalty. It is a power that the world has yet to learn to measure. A lot of times, like, we're so afraid of what we don't understand, right? So if you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. You're tuned into Real Women, Real Talk. And today's conversation is all about the motherhood penalty. Absolutely. What it costs, who it affects, and whether you're going to keep paying the penalty. A lot of us feel so guilty. A lot of us feel so guilty when, we have mommy runs and mommy duties and stuff to do. We're feeling bad. Oh, I can't be this, I can't be that. That's why we're talking about this today. It's very, very important. Yes. So at some point in almost every mother's career, something changes quietly, sometimes even without warning. The question is, do we accept it or do we push back? Today, we are pushing back. Yeah, somebody says, gosh, you're ready for the topic, right? I know it's long overdue. Now, to explore this topic, I have a truly, 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 truly extraordinary guest in the studio. She's a career mom, a triplet mom, an editor at one of the Nigeria's leading media houses, and the founder of one of Nigeria's most trusted parenting platforms. Drum roll! Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. All right, please welcome with me Jane A, editor, media professional, and founder of Fab Mom NG. This is where I tell you that I bring you the most amazing guests, right? Hello, Jane A. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you, Kiki. Good evening, and thank you so much for that introduction. For once, I was like, "Now maybe this." Thank you so much.
Yo, please wear all the many crowns that you're wearing. I'm so in awe and I'm so honored and I'm so grateful for you being here today, saying yes to this, coming here to talk to my women and all the amazing people that feel like they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulder just because the title of mom has joined all the so many other things that you're doing. In fact, I have a message already. I just don't want to fail this role. Mm,
Oh,
I'm
oh,
sure we're going to get to that. I know, right?
yeah.
I'm having goosebumps just reading that. A lot of times we're asking ourselves, am I failing on this role? Am I doing the best that I can? But before we get into that, let me just say that Jane has over 15 years of experience spanning journalism, broadcasting, marketing, and media relations, a degree in theater arts, and a master's in media and communication. Jane has built a career and a community without ever letting motherhood become a ceiling. Founded in 2017, Fabon NG has grown into one of Nigeria's foremost parenting platforms for moms, parents, and stakeholders. A trusted resource for motherhood, for parenting, and for lifestyle. You can check it out, www.fabmomng.com. I'm sure you'll be glad because this used to be my platform, my go-to platform. So I'm so excited to have her on my platform today. She's an intentional parenting advocate who believes that motherhood should never deny any woman the opportunity to thrive in a career or a personal life or a marriage or even a business. I mean, why not? We were born as multitaskers, right? We have the
Yeah.
capacity. So I
Yeah.
believe that, one shouldn't suffer for another. Anyways, welcome, Jane. Welcome, welcome to Real Women Real Talk. It's such an honor to have
Thanks.
you here.
I'm
How are
equally
you doing
good. I'm
today?
very well, thank you, Kiki. I'm very well. I'm very happy to be on your show today. I listen to your show anytime I am chanced, and I love the conversations, and I love the energy you bring, and I love the fact that your platform is
Oh, thank you.
everyday women, actually, from the popular to
Yeah.
the popular, and the everyday women, giving them a voice, because when one listens to your show, you can identify with the struggles, the yearnings, the experiences, the wins, and even the losses, that every woman that has come on your show has to share, and which I think is very laudable.
Oh, thank you so much, Jane. Now you're gonna make me cry. Thank you. I'm so honored to have you here. So
Thank
the
you
phone
so
lines will be open very shortly for you to call in. The number to call is 07000 We have a toll-free line for my beautiful ladies. The number is 0800 It means that when you're calling with this number, your number will not be charged. It's totally free of charge. You can also send a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 1756537 to be a part of the conversation. You can also listen via our website, www.wfm917.com, or download the mobile app, WFM 917. We're streaming live on YouTube and on Instagram. So you can also drop your comments and we will be reading it out. I've been reading a couple of comments already.
All
Now,
right.
Jane, because we have a lot, I'm just going to run and dig deep because there's a whole lot, and I'm sure that, my family members are willing, they're ready to come just bombard you with questions. So, Jane, before we get into all of it,
Yeah.
let's start with you.
Okay.
Triplets mom,
I want to hear.
editor, editor, founder, advocate. Hmm.
Yeah.
Which one woke up with you this morning?
Ah, that's a very tough one. Oh. I would say my default role, which is as a mom, was what I woke up
Mm,
with. Because whether I like it or not, when I'm home, I'm home. I'm mommy. When I'm at work,
mm,
I'm an editor. When I'm,
mm,
a mom, I'm a mom blogger. But the role I can
mm.
never sign from, even when my children grow up, is motherhood. So I woke up this
Absolutely.
morning with I woke up this morning as a mom. So I think that's the
Yeah.
role I woke up with. So before
I
anything,
believe the moment you wear that crown of a mom, you wake up every morning with
exactly.
that mom, and then every other thing just falls in place and in line. That's
Yeah.
interesting. So you talk a lot about intentional parenting, and I've learned quite a lot of things from your posts and stuff like that. But you
Okay.
also live an intentional career life.
Yes.
And I know that women are watching and they're like, how do you balance it? Because that's one of the questions I get the most. Like, how do you balance? Was there a moment after becoming a mom? Maybe, especially because me, that I have one child at a time, I can only imagine what I've gone through now, especially after having triplets.
Yes.
Was there ever a time where you felt the ground shift beneath you professionally? Where you are
Hmm.
saying, which one is it going to be? Where you realize the world was about to see you
Yeah. Hmm.
differently.
Yeah. Yes, there was a time when my world shifted significantly, and obviously, rightly as you said, it was when I, welcomed my babies. I thought that it would be
Mm,
business as usual. But I was jolted to reality because I actually became pregnant when I was studying for my master's because I
mm,
had like an almost 2 year wait. So I said, okay, to make up for that years, just so that I'm not idle, let me do something. And then I enrolled for my master's. And somehow I think it helped because it got my mind out of thinking, I found a new purpose, a new chat, a new avenue to channel my energy. And then I also thought
mm.
about it because I know that eventually I'll become a mother. And by the time I welcome children, the brain may not be that sharp again. So, and I'm so glad I did it when I did it. And then
Mm.
after I had the children, no, when I became pregnant, I thought I could still push and finish my master's. But by the time I got to 5 months, I recall telling the lecturers to just give me time. They said, Jane, go and rest. These masters will always wait. When you have your babies, you can come back. And then
You can
truth
come back.
and when I had the babies after 3 months, I went back and I completed my master's. Now, as easy as this sounds, in reality, I mean, the reality of my life at the time, it wasn't this easy. But what made it easier for me at the time was because I had a support system. So I had my mom, I
Mm.
had my great grandmom, my husband, my sister-in-law, my mom-in-law, and I had three nannies at some point in my house. So it was a full house. So I can't really
Wow.
imagine how many times I carried my babies, maybe apart from just maybe
Mm.
trying to press so that I'm not
Breastfeed or
exposed.
trying to. Mm.
Most times I expressed. I didn't, have like the breastfeeding.
Wow.
And then
Mm.
um, I was also fortunate to have worked in an organization that recognized women and the importance of maternity leave. So instead of 3 months, I was given 6 months. Mind you,
Wow.
before
That is amazing.
Yes. So before I even had the children, I was given 2 months because I had to be on a bed rest. So in total, I
Mm.
had roughly 8 months away, and I
Eight
was still being
months.
paid. Yes. Yes. I no longer
Wow.
work, but they are one of the blessings I think that has helped me in my career journey. So yes, to
Mm.
your question, my world did shift because it meant that
Mm.
I had to work twice as hard as the men. And minus that, what people will say is, she don't born, no, she go feel work. You can't even born triplets. You know,
Mm,
go more they give and small work. So what that
mm.
what that meant was I had to now prove myself that Jane, you might
That
have to work a little
regardless of the
bit.
new role, you know what?
Exactly.
I'm still who I am.
Yeah, yes. And at the time, the editor in chief, I remember sometimes he would spy through the camera, the CCTV, and say, Jane, it's 4 o'clock, go home.
Hmm.
So imagine your other colleagues being there and you have to leave. So you also have that silent judgment within you. Won't people think that?
Who
So
people
for every
think
time
that
um I had to be at work, I had to ensure that I put in twice as
extra
hard,
effort.
extra efforts. Exactly.
Hmm,
That's the than I ordinarily
hmm,
would. So yes, my world did shift. It still is shifting because as the children grow
hmm.
older, the
Different
feelings change.
responsibilities.
Exactly. Does it get
Hmm.
not really, but it just feels different. Every stage comes with different challenges. But I
And
feel that learning
expectations.
yeses, and I also think for
Hmm.
a woman who is listening now, who is like that, maybe that toddler mom phase, what I would say is it won't last forever. The toddler phase, the childhood phase is the shortest phase, really. Because once
Hmm.
your child leaves that 4 years, 5 years, the growth is rapid. And you wake up one day and realize you have an 8 year old. You wake up, you have a 10, you realize you have a 10 year old. My daughters are going to be 13 next month. And I don't know where time flew by. Like I can't
Wow.
stand. They're in secondary school. And if not that Google Photos remind us of pictures you took at the time, I'm like,
Well, like, how did we
poor
get here?
babies.
How did it move so fast? My daughter was 13 just
Oh,
February 20. Yeah, she was 13. And I'm like, and she's this tall already. I'm like, oh, how did we get here?
uh-huh.
Right?
So, I mean, you're jolted to that responsibility and that reality that, wow, you're responsible for the lives of three, and me that replicated myself twice because I have three daughters. I'm like,
Wow.
I'm responsible for the lives of three women, thrhree young ladies, three people who look up to me as their first role model. So it means that I
Hmm,
have to be intentional. And there was a comment you read earlier that the woman was saying that she's scared of failing. I would say the fact
hmm.
that they're even bothered or even care about not failing, it means you are doing a great job.
You're
So if
doing a
you
great job.
ever, yes, if you
Hmm.
ever think that I'm not doing well as a mom, it means you are a good mom already.
Mm. The fact that you're even thinking about it, it means
Yes,
that you're intentional about these
yes,
children and you
yes,
want the best for them. And the
yes,
more you think about something, because they say what you feed your mind expands. You have
exactly.
that intentionality that you don't want to fail them. You're always going to put them into
Yes,
consideration to make sure. So you're doing a great job. Don't be too hard on yourself. You're
yes.
doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much, Jane. Now, motherhood penalty is real.
Yep.
Women get passed over, they get
Mm-hmm.
pulled back, they
Mm-hmm.
get paid even less. The moment
Yes.
they become mothers, like you have said,
Yeah.
everything just changes. And I know you've shared how you've experienced this personally and how you navigated. But in the midst of all of this, how did you now build a whole community? What
Mm-hmm.
was the moment you realized other moms needed this space and that you were the one to build it? What was it that you needed? Because sometimes I realized that I built a community because I wanted a safe space, right? I wanted
Yeah.
women where we can hold each other. So, what was it for you that pushed
Hmm.
you, that gingered you, that triggered that, you know
Yeah.
what, we need this community?
Okay. I think for me, it was because at the time I started a Fab Mom, there were not so many parenting platforms, no many blogs that were targeted at parents, at moms. I recall at the
Hmm.
time I was looking for, I just went on Google, I was searching for mothers of triplets. And I stumbled on the website of an American. She had twins back to back 3 times, and then she had a set of triplets. And then I sent, yes, it was the days of Facebook. And then I sent her a Facebook message, introduced myself. I'm expecting triplets. Please, can you share information with me? And she, why it's now, she gladly downloaded everything. But it still wasn't enough for me because at the time I wanted something homegrown. Because I live in Lagos, I live in Nigeria. And then one of those
Hmm.
when my children were colicky, of course, at the time I didn't know it was colicky. I just felt that they just sent them, give me. to punish you.
They showed you shake your backside.
Let me say, no, be small because as one is ending the cry, another one is
Another
starting.
one is starting.
Yes. And then it just occurred to me that who knows, there might be some triplet moms. There might be even moms of multiples. I just wanted to connect
Mm.
with moms of multiples. And then I just set up the page and I just used to post sparingly. And then eventually I realized that I may have to broaden it and not streamline it to just mothers of multiples. Because I mean, at that time, there was not a whole lot of community. There was not like so many of them out there. So that was the reason for me, was just to share and learn, particularly to learn, because I felt like nobody really prepares you for motherhood. This is what I mean. No matter how many books you read, no matter the experiences you might have, maybe taking care of your siblings or your
Mm.
nephews, or even watching friends, or even
It's
what your
never
mom,
the same.
exactly, like when you experience it yourself. So for me,
Mm.
I just needed to connect with like minds.
Mm. Wow. That is amazing. And honestly, I'm glad that eventually it wasn't just about multiple moms, multiple children, because we all need it. We all need it. I mean, nobody, nothing, like you said, prepares you for motherhood. Motherhood is a different ball game, and nothing, no book prepares you for it. Yes, you have an idea, but it's never ever the same. So I'm
That's true.
glad, I'm so grateful. And I know that I learned a whole lot. And you know what they also say?
Yeah.
Even different children will give you different experiences. And
Definitely.
so that's why it's so beautiful to be able to learn from multiple people, because the experience you have with your one first child is definitely not going to be. I mean, I
So
had two different experiences for my children that I couldn't have said, oh, because I'm a mom of one, I now know better. No, I had to relearn and unlearn and everything. So such a beautiful, beautiful platform. So, and this brings me to my next question. Now,
okay.
it's a good time to start phoning if you have questions for Jane. Yes, if you're a mom or mom to be and you have questions, if you're a mom of multiples and you have questions or you have advice. I mean, I've always wanted sewing. Oh, but no more. It's already too late. So I can't go back now. It's already too late. No, thank you. I will pass. I will pass, but I always loved twins. Anyways, the number to call is 07000 or call the toll-free line 0800 1235 917. If you're joining us on social media, do well to drop your questions, all your comments, all your contributions. All right, so many moms quietly
Mm-hmm.
downsize their dreams.
Hmm.
I've seen people where, after becoming a mom, they got an opportunity or, for a promotion or a trip or for, to study further and do all of those things. But they downsize their dreams once babies are involved.
Yeah.
At what point did you decide that was never going to be your story? Because I know that for me, I had times where maybe I had to travel. I remember my baby was barely 9 months when I had to travel to the US and I had to drop my babe and I was doing exclusive. And so I had
Oh.
to, yes, but at that point, luckily, 9 months, I'd finished the exclusive, but I was still breastfeeding. So I had to express enough and travel. And I was feeling guilty at one point, like, oh, why, but I said, you know what, these children will grow up and they will have their lives and they will go. I don't think my children, and I was trying to, that was me in my head, trying to do the devil's advocate with myself. Like, I'm sure my children will want me to live my best life. I'm sure this, and then another one will say, does that now mean you should now be, you brought them to this world? And another
Mhm.
one is saying this and that. And so we have that conversation in our heads. And I'm sure that this is not peculiar to me. A lot of women I know I've spoken to a lot of people who have downsized their dreams. At what
Yeah.
point did you decide that that was never going to be your own story? And how did you take charge of your life and talk to yourself and change the entire mindset of what, growing up, our mothers, our great grandmothers, they would say everything is about raising your children, right? And so it was a new reality. How did that pan out for you?
Hmm. Earlier when we started the conversation, I said that um, one of the things that jolts me to reality is the fact that my daughters are looking up to me as their role model, because before they go out to
Mm.
the outside world, the first woman they look up to is me, their mom. They are watching how I parent, they are watching how my marriage is, they are watching how me and my husband relate, whether or not we like it,
Relate.
they are watching, and it's forming an impression. So why I'm bringing
Absolutely.
this up is because what helped me, what has shaped me into the woman I am today is what I learned from my mom. Growing up, I was
Mm.
raised by a career mom who coincidentally also worked in the media and rose through the ranks and became a female director. Female director. What
Wow.
I mean directing, at the NTA.
Wow.
So I saw her handle her career and marriage. But I must also say this, that it wasn't easy. But what I saw helped her was support system. I recall then my late grandmother would come and sit in for days when my mother had to work night shifts. So you know how
Mm.
the media, especially TV, when they started doing 24/7. So there'll be times my
Mm.
mom will run 247 shift,
Rolled
maybe
over.
resume.
Mm.
If my grandmother would come and stay with us, my mom would have cooked. Some days that my mom can't cook, my grandmother would send food, and then days when my
Mm.
fitting, my grandmother would step in, and it helped my mom. So now, as an adult, as a mom myself, what has helped me, one is what I saw my mom do in real time. So it shaped me. I was raised by a very strong mother who was independent and who also had a husband that was supportive. Because I recall there were times that we had to do open day. My dad, most of the time, was the one who did open day. So I grew up with that consciousness. And I also saw a mother who went back to get her first degree. Yes, when I was writing, when I got into 100 level, my mom had to go back to school. Yes. So I recall she had to
Wow.
be at Lasso, and we were sort of sharing notes. I recall that. So now, as an adult, what has helped me is a support system. I won't sit down here
Mm.
and lie to millions of Nigerians and say I have it all figured out. No, there are some times
Mm.
when work will take precedence. There are some times when motherhood will fail. There are some times when
Mm.
motherhood will take precedence and work will take the back seat. There are some times when both will
Mm.
fail. There are times when I'm overtaken by overwhelm. But what also keeps me pushing is that I want my daughters to grow up to see a better version of myself, a version of
Mm.
myself that didn't give up. And I'm naturally a very driven person. I believe that every woman, irrespective of the kind of husband you marry, whether he's rich or poor, you must have a source of income. So even if you're a woman,
Absolutely.
because that's your power. A lot of women are
That's your
trapped in
superpower.
marriages, yes, and
Mm.
marriages, relationships, and can't move. Why? Because they are
Mm.
handicapped financially. So now I'm not saying that you shouldn't be submissive. No, I'm preaching.
They are two different things. Two
Yes,
different things.
yeah, I don't want us to go into the submission debate,
I know,
because
right?
I always say that submission comes naturally. When a woman is loved right, she will
Mm.
submit. You can't
It was,
force a woman to submission. But away
absolutely.
from that, I am naturally driven. I look up to a lot of women as role models. I have a picture of the kind of future I see
Mm.
myself, my 50s, my 60s. Yes, there are sometimes I might plan. God obviously has the last say, but I don't give things
Mm.
to, don't live life unintentionally. I don't
On a
give
whim. Mm.
exactly, have a
Mm.
target. And because I'm raising girls, I also want to tell them that the most beautiful woman is a woman who is intelligent. She
Yes.
is a rare gem. When a woman is not just a pretty face, I mean, you're not a bimbo, you are
Yeah,
intelligent,
but what
bring
comes out of
something
your
to the
mouth?
table. Exactly. What's your mindset? Because right now,
Yeah.
living in a society, we are raising children in a society that has lost values. A lot of ladies
Yeah.
are waiting for a man to come and be their alpha and omega. They're looking for a man. They
Absolutely.
want to get married because they are looking for poverty escape. A lot are
Mm.
looking for soft life. So imagine if you now meet that fantastic man and then you have something going for yourself. You don't have to work a 9 to 5. You can have a business.
Absolutely.
These days is knowledge, a big creative economy. The phone,
Creative economy. Absolutely.
it's almost free.
Mm.
Everybody, I feel everybody has something. So what has helped me is a support system, a personal drive. Because at the end of the day, whether I sit down here and try to convince as many women as are listening that you have to do something for yourself,
Mm,
believe in yourself, all of this is just waste. So you have to be your own cheerleader.
absolutely.
Because there'll be times when you will have crazy ideas and your mom will be like, Haba, you go feed do or your spouse may not support you, or your friends will say you're not smart enough, or even you might be, plagued by imposter syndrome. So you
Imposter syndrome. Absolutely.
believe in yourself
Mm, mm.
out and be the best at whatever career, whatever field you find yourself.
Hey, Jane, this is so deep. And the reason why I feel so connected is because I talk about the power of support systems so
Yeah.
much. I talk about the power of support systems so much. It is so important for you to have the right support system if you want to be able to live as a complete total woman.
Yeah.
Honestly, you see this. It's so funny. There was one time I was listening to one of my mentors, Mrs. Awishika, she was saying, "You see this song that we women always sing, and I'm a superwoman." I know. She said, "Listen, stop." She said, "Stop all of this. You are a superwoman." There is nothing wrong with having support system.
Yes.
There's
See,
nothing wrong
can
with
I just please can I just define what I even mean by support system? Because somebody here is
mm,
listening and is saying she just mentioned her husband, but my husband is not supportive.
mm,
I think that is the
mm,
major mistake a lot of people have, a lot of women have. Your support system
mm.
doesn't necessarily have to be your family.
Have to be your
It doesn't
spouse,
have to be your,
absolutely, or
it
even
doesn't
a
have to be your
family.
mom. It doesn't have to be your sister.
Mm,
Your child's school bus and driver can be your support system. That market
mm.
woman, who you can easily call when you are running late at work and you have to make egusi soup when you go home. That woman that you can call, please, I need egusi 2000, I need soup, I need
That
meat.
is the
Help me
support
back.
system.
Support system. That teacher,
Absolutely.
that teacher that can help you do your child's homework before you get home.
Mm,
Your support.
mm,
So we should
mm.
learn to outsource, open our minds, receive help, ask for help from people we love and we trust. Truly.
I love this, Jane. I honestly love this conversation because a lot of times, I don't know why a lot of us have been programmed, maybe over generations and stuff, that you have to, be the one, be the superwoman, be the one to sweep, be that wife that is the one sweeping, the one cooking, the one doing all of this, you want to wear all the crown at the same time. There
Yeah.
is nothing wrong with having support system. And I love how you broke it down because a
Yeah.
lot of times when people say, "Oh, Kiki, how are you able to do this?" Like you said, sometimes, in fact, I can so relate with you because raising my children, I
Mm-hmm.
can honestly count how many times I carried them.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly, I'm not sure I ever had one sleepless night
Mm-hmm.
that, children are crying all through the night, because I had support system. I had
Yeah.
my mom, I had my auntie, I had nannies, and they make everything balanced. I had
Yeah.
my spouse, and so it's not just about family. I had somebody who would come in to clean. I had
Mm-hmm.
somebody who would do this and do that. And even as the children grew, support system is the thing that would make me go to work, not wrap my head about who is picking the kids. Why?
Yeah.
Because I had a stable support that is helping me pick up the kids,
Mm-hmm.
handing the kids over at home safely. The teachers already know their duty. That is a support system. Let's not always say, "Oh, because my partner is not supportive, because of that, you do not have a support system." There are
Yeah.
so many people around you that can be your support system.
Yes.
You talked about a lot of things that are, a lot of us, I hope that people listening right now are learning from it. It's so important. And in as much as you're talking about support system for people, how are you? Because it has to be exchange of value.
Oh, yes.
It has to be exchange of value. A
Yes.
lot of us want to take from
Yes.
people without giving. And when I say giving, not necessarily money,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily, you want people to be there for you. Are you there for people?
Mm-hmm.
Are you there for people? Two
Mm-hmm.
days ago, I needed to do something and I couldn't honestly go. And it was far away. My friend, I said, "Oh, I need to do this." And she's like, "You know what? I will go do it." This was a trip that would take her about 3 hours.
Wow.
And she said, "You know what? No, you go do what you have to do. I'll go sort this out for you." And she was calling when she was there and she was sorting it out.
Mm-hmm.
That is a support system.
Yes.
People will rally around you. People will give you the support. People will make sure that you do not sink in, everything that is going on around you. Who are the support system that you have around you, and how appreciative are you of them?
Yeah.
Because this is very, very important. And women, let's normalize asking for help.
Yes.
Let's normalize it. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less of a woman. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing absolutely wrong about asking for help, like you've heard Jane. So now, Jane, there are moms listening, there are
Mm.
women listening, there are pregnant people listening right now, like who are talented, who are capable, but
Mm.
feels like their career is quietly stalled
Yeah.
if they had their baby. What would you like to say to these women
Hmm.
listening to you right now?
Okay, first, I would tell them that there's nothing wrong with them. A pause is not the end of your story. You know, when
Mm,
you're watching a film and maybe you're pressed, I have to rush to the maybe loo, you will just pause, right?
mm,
Why?
yeah,
Because you have to do something else. Then when you come back, you press play.
you continue.
So
You,
that is
you
that's
continue
how
and move on.
that's how life is. That's how motherhood is. Somebody is listening to me right now and she's saying, but me, I just have one child and I'm not able to even go back to work. No, don't compare, because motherhood is in seasons. My stage as a mom of newborn triplets isn't the stage I am right now as almost
Mm,
mom of almost teenagers. Because
yeah.
the time my children were growing, when there was a time I realized that they were no longer calling me from the bathroom to come and wipe their bum.
Mm,
They were no longer calling me to come and help them make conflicts. They can make it. What I'm saying is that there are seasons in motherhood. Whatever
mm,
season you are currently in, embrace it. Well, if it's a
mm.
toddler, toddlers don't sit one place. It means that you have to be extra active.
That's
So if you can afford to get a nanny or a
mm,
help or whoever to take care of that child, please do.
mm.
It's not, if it doesn't mean you are lazy, it just means you want to be a good mom, because really,
And you're not failing.
yes, and you're not failing. Exactly. There are some moms who had to take career breaks because of motherhood. It's fine. But sometimes, except you want to change industries, by the time you take that career break, you will notice that before you try to come back, some of your peers would have left, have gone.
Absolutely.
What you can do is during that
And
law,
industry changes,
industry
new
changes,
innovations, new ideas.
so you may have to burn the midnight oil. Maybe when your
Mm,
baby's sleeping, you could just say, okay, I will just be dedicating 1 hour or 30 minutes every night just to keep abreast of maybe current HR practices. Okay, while I'm
mm,
doing 9 to 5, can I be maybe doing HR for small businesses, maybe from church? And again, if you're not able to even do that because there's no time, that's fine. Just take care of your baby, but just ensure that you have time for yourself, no matter how
mm.
little. So start with clarity.
Your
What do
mental,
you,
your mental state is very key.
yes, yes, sis. So ask yourself,
Mm,
what do I really want to do? What do I really want now? Not before the kids, now with my children.
mm,
What is realistically possible?
mm.
You considering the peculiarity of your home. It's just the same way some women will see a woman on social media killing it. She's attending events. Meanwhile she has toddlers. What you're not seeing is that behind that woman there may be a retinue of maids.
Absolutely.
She may have a cook or a chef. She may have a
Mm.
driver. She may have a dry cleaner. So you don't
We
compare
have a
your
call. Hello.
yeah, don't compare. Okay.
Hello. Oh, hello. Good
Hello?
evening. Can you hear me? Hello. Good evening. Yes, I
Can you,
can hear
can you,
you.
can you hear me now?
Your
Can
name
you
and
hear
where
me?
you're calling from, please.
Hi, this is challenging me. Chief Agozi for we do better.
From Ojodubega.
Can you
Okay,
hear me?
thank you. What's your contribution?
And the fact of the issue is that it's not quite long. It used to keep you. Eh?
Shiva Goze,
Hello?
I'm struggling to hear you. Can you come again?
I said, is it not keep you program?
Hello?
The program. Hello? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes. Yes. You're on radio right now. Please, what is your contribution? We're talking about motherhood and the penalty that comes with it.
I just have to let you. But let me step aside, then you come again. You understand? Are you hearing me?
Okay, I'm struggling to hear him, but if you can hear us, please do try to call us again. Please do try to call us again. All right. So I'm sorry to cut you, Jane. Go ahead.
Okay, so I said behind when you see a woman killing it on social media, maybe looks like she has her life put together. You really don't see
Mm,
going behind the scenes. It could also be that
absolutely.
aside from the fact that she has a retinue of maids, staff, and all of that, it could also be that she may even be failing in her motherhood journey. She may even be having marital issues. So don't compare
Mm,
your chapter 1 with someone else's chapter 10, because life
absolutely.
and motherhood is in seasons. Your children
Mm,
will be children, won't be babies forever. So just when
mm,
season, have a plan in mind and just take it one day at a time. And ultimately, I
mm.
think we women should be kind to ourselves.
I love
Because
that one.
some of
Mm,
the judgments that a lot of, especially stay-at-home moms get, is from career women, sometimes from aunties, from online. So my narrative is always like, um, the challenges look different. A career mom is thinking, when will I ever be like the stay-at-home mom that will have time for her children?
and
The
the stay-at-home
stay-at-home
mom is wondering.
want to like leave these children and wear fine suit and go to work. The career mom may not
Mm.
always be there at PTAs. She may miss important milestones. They may have
And
to send her
she'll
the
be
video.
feeling guilty.
Do you get?
Mm,
They may have to send her videos of her baby's first walk because she's at work. Meanwhile, the career mom is seeing all of this and she's saying that she has failed. So you
mm.
see, success is different. It's about perspective. So whichever stage
Absolutely.
you are in, see the glass as half full or half empty is up to you.
Mm.
Just own your journey. Take it easy. Be kind to yourself. Motherhood is a thankless job, and is a job that never ends. Even when your
It
children are
never
off
ends.
the
My mom
university,
is still
your
doing it.
yes, your role will change from corrector. You become advisor and friend.
Mm, mm, mm. This is amazing. Mm. This is deep. I like the fact that you touched on women being kind to other women and also
Yes,
women being kind to themselves.
of
I see
course.
a lot of times we don't give ourselves the grace that we give even other people.
We
You
don't.
know, we don't do that. And I love how you also talked about don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's. And this one thing I say all the time. Our journey is not the same. In fact, somebody that has 3 children might look like they have it figured out than you that you have one.
Mm-hmm.
But children are different. Their
Mm-hmm.
peculiarities are different. Their energies are different.
Mm-hmm.
One child for one person can be energy of 6 children. And somebody that has multiple children might,
Uh-huh.
so you cannot compare your journey and do not compare where you are to someone else's because you don't know, like she has said,
No.
you don't know the backstage, how it's being set. You see somebody out here doing all of this and you don't even know if their children are complaining that,
Mm-hmm.
oh, mommy is this, mommy is that, but you're here feeling bad that you're not able. Your journey is yours.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to take a break, take a break.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you don't lose yourself in the
Mm-hmm.
process.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you're able, I like when I listen to this speaker, Mom Fix, she always talks about the fact that in life you should always find a way to make sure you don't sink, but you sink it. She says
Mm-hmm.
SYNC, sync
Mm-hmm.
everything together, but make sure you don't SINK. Make sure you
Mm-hmm.
don't sink,
Think.
but
Mm-hmm.
think everything together. And that really helped my perspective of how can you make sure you don't sink, but you're able to sync everything together. And I say to people who reach out to me and talk about, oh, how do you do this? I'm like, listen, there's something I learned from Mrs. Auchia. She'll say, you have to build a reservoir.
Mm-hmm.
The days you can be there for your children, be there. Make sure
Yes.
you are pouring into that reservoir.
Yes.
Make sure you're pouring into that reservoir. The day you can't be there,
Mm-hmm.
let them know you can't be there. And she says she never feels guilty. Because how about the days we've had that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
We will, she said, be intentional. For the moments you can be there, for the treats you can take, for the days off you are at home, make
Mm-hmm.
sure you're building a relationship
Yes.
with them.
Yes.
Let them know that mommy will be here if
Mm-hmm.
she can. And
Uh-huh.
if mommy can't be here, it's not because she doesn't love me. It's
Uh-huh.
not because I'm not important. It's
Uh-huh.
because she can't be here. But guess what? I'm going to pull from the reservoir.
Uh-huh.
So that reservoir is very important. We're running out of time, but I want you to tell us how we can become a part of your community. Fab Mom NG is a resource for moms everywhere, for
Uh,
every woman listening who needs that community. That
yeah.
are
Okay.
you there, Jane?
Kiki, I lost you for a bit.
All right. So can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
All right. So I want you to give us the information of how
Okay.
to become.
Oh
I
dear.
can hear you, Jane. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, network is misbehaving suddenly. You can
Yes.
find us on social media, all the social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram at FabMomNG, FabMumNG, one word. We also have a website where we have tons of resource from that can help you from your pregnancy journey up until when your children are even about to get into university. And that's www.fabmomng.com. Please notice FabMum.ng.
All right. So that mom, whether you are, you're in the pregnancy stage, or you're a new mom, or there's all things for every of a mom. Whether what kind, whatever, whether you're a mom that is an entrepreneur, a nice, whichever you find, their information for you. What I bring this program video hosting a virtual conference tomorrow, March 21st. Theme the currency women, how women build influence, build collaboration, build wealth and opportunities community. I'd like for you. I'd really join. Come listen to all the amazing speakers that we have. It promises to be interesting, informative. Make sure you check us out on Instagram. What Tribe is WHATRYBE. That's the page. WHATRYBE. If you click the link, you'll be able to register. We have a community as HDE. Join, come be part of it with a safe space for women where we win together, we thrive together. I would like to say a very big thank you to Jane. Amazing, amazing today, and I've a whole lot you've learned from her as well. Jane, I hope when we invite you again, you would say yes, because we're definitely coming back. We're definitely coming back. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you.
Anytime. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much for being here, Jane. Thank you. All right, that was Jane. Awesome, right? I'm sure you had an amazing because I had us. Don't worry, remember, talk about Children's Day is coming. There are so many things we need Jane for, and we're definitely bringing up. But make sure check our platform, Mom NG, FADMUMNG on social media. You can click the link there to join our community. You are here. Yeah. A very big thank you to my producer, Rose Yusuf Kaiser, my executive producer, Tom Okewale Shonaya, and my executive assistant, Rose Mary Bass. Thank you so much for making this possible. Going to join us again next week, Friday at exactly 5 p.m. on Real Women Real Talk with Kiki. I'm Kiki Okiwale. Make sure you enjoy this long holiday as much as I'm enjoying it. Make sure you create time for yourself. Make sure you pamper yourself. Make sure you look after yourself. You know, self just Okiwale. Enjoy your weekend. And to meet it, make sure what's up.